teaching, and then eventually my sister, she is a very active girl, a lady at that time, a girl lah. So she has many friends. So she bring all her friends back home. So we start communicating, and then after quite some time, I have my own group of deaf friends. So that's it. Then I start communicating with them. To tell you one thing, I've never been to any classes, any formal sign language classes. No.
Yeah, that is what, because we have seen you on TV. You seem so confident, so formal, and you've done so many events that, even as a radio announcer, people who speak for a living would be very afraid to take the challenge to host such an event, but you've been at the forefront of it. So, you never went to any formal classes. You did this purely out of passion.
Yes, I love my job.
Was it tough in the beginning, though?
Yeah, of course it's tough. Because your language has to be good, you see. At the beginning, you see, when I'm observing, at those days, we have interpreter, but not many programs, you see. So every time when we have meetings and we have programs, you see, I'll be observing the interpreter as well as the deaf. So from there, I can make a difference between how the deaf, whether they understand what is going on, and also how was the interpreting, whether it's effective or not effective. So that's where I learned, okay, this is not the right way. I want to do my own way. I should be doing the deaf language, you see. That's why I was the one who came back from America and said that we should not be using ASL. Those days when we were saying Malaysia, we are using American Sign Language. I said, no, when I was there, my professor, he's deaf. He said, no, you got your own country, you got your own lingo, and then you got your own culture. How can you say you follow American Sign? I said, yes, we follow American Sign. Say, no, you are Malaysia, you are using MSL. So when come back to Malaysia, I keep telling everyone we are using MSL. We got our own culture. Certain signs we don't follow the American sign. But of course, most of the sign we follow the American.
Because they were the predecessors, right?
Yes.
Right. For our listeners, for those of you who don't know, sign language is unique because just like every other language, every country has their own sign language, right?
Yes, you're right.
So there's the ASL, there's the BSL,
TSL, JSL, Japanese Sign Language.
Yeah.
So every country got their own sign language because of the culture differences. And also every country got their own lingo, right?
Yeah.
And then their sensitivity. So that's why they have their own certain thing they are not allowed to sign in our country. Certain thing like in Malaysia we sign T like this, T like this. In America they sign T like this. Here they say dirty sign.
Yeah, that one is a no-go.
Dirty sign. Those days my children would start crying and say, why? One of the boy would point this at her, she would start crying. I say, oh my God, to them it's a dirty sign. So and then I say, never mind, this is T, this is T, it's okay, it's not dirty sign. So in Malaysia we cannot use it because it's our culture. We say this is not good. So we cover the T. The time we cover it become T like this.
Yes.
T. Got it? T.
If you watch our TikTok right now, we can see Tan Libin actually showing the sign for T. This is T as in the letter T or T as in we drink?
No, T, the letter T.
The letter T.
That's why we cannot sign this in Malaysia. Still, I mean TAN. No? Like in America, they sign TAN. When I went there, I have to sign TAN. If I sign like this, they say, what are you signing? They
will catch the AN, but they won't catch the T.
They will ask me, what is this? I say, this is T. So when I go there, I use this. They are okay with this, but Malaysians are not okay. Okay, so when we come back, we sign T like this, TAN.
Right. So, after you actually started signing with your sister and her fellow classmates and you already increased your proficiency, that started in 1980. There was a 5-year gap till the day that you joined our which was in 1985. What happened in that time frame?
I was a teacher for the deaf. As I told you, I was a teacher teaching the school.
Oh, okay. So that was during that time?
I invented my own method. And a lot of the method that I was teaching is I actually invented my own. And a lot of acting. The whole story can come out, the whole history that I'm teaching, right? It can come out in the form of story.
Wow.
You will enjoy the story because I'll be acting the whole thing. And in between, I'll be teaching them the meaning of the words. And then as time goes, they start understanding their language, their words has improved, So I'll ask them to come out to act. Okay, this is the sentence like that. Like example, Tuan Han Tua telah dibunuh, or something like that lah. So I say, okay, telah dibunuh oleh Han Jebat. Something like that, is it?
Yeah.
Han Tua telah membunuh Han Jebat, something like that.
Okay.
So I asked them to come out to explain. Never mind. I say, if you're wrong, a little bit right, don't discourage them. oh, you're wrong lah, salah. No, I say never mind, it's a little bit right. So and I call another one, okay, they will come and explain and act. Normally it's in a form of acting because my children knows that my teaching is in a form of acting. So they'll come and do it. Then never mind, I say now, never mind. Look at me, I explain. This one membunuh hantu membunuh hanjebat. So then I say it's mati lah. So you have to use Chris like an. Then they, okay. So they also, then the whole thing will come out in the form of acting.
Oh, wow.
So the story, the histories will be very interesting. And then like science, I would do a lot of experiment in class with them, Whatever you have to do with them, because being deaf is already back, you don't hear anything, So they are using their eyes. Everything, what they see, what they learn.
The visual aspect
that's
of
what
it.
I say. Everything they have to see, So to me, teaching in class is not that important. Going out is more important. Because every time I bring them out, outing is interesting because they learn. So when you go by bus, menaiki bus, So another word they are learning, menaiki bus, tahan bus, something like that. So and then you tambang ticket. So you tell them tambang ticket. I'll do that when I'm in the bus. I'll sign to them. I say, and then I'll teach them. And then we go shopping, and then they buy things. This is baki. So I make them pay. I say, this is baki. There I'll say, can you hold on and tell the counter I'm teaching? Ini wang baki. You bagi RM1, so tukar balik baki. So they are learning. Oh, baki, they learn. They learn from what they are doing, you see. So when they come back, I say, okay, today go back home and write a karangan. Hari ini saya Cikgu Libby, they write lah karangan hari ini lah, So they write hari ini berapa hari bulan Cikgu Libby membawa kami pergi ke or something like supermarket or what supermarket is there, or NSK lah, whatever lah. So and then kami telah menaiki bus. Of course at the beginning a lot of mistake. Never mind, let them do it and then correct it as time goes, because every week you're going out.
And they're training.
They're writing, whatever they are writing, what they experience. This is what you want them to do. Because for being deaf, it's not easy for them to write, so scary, to them, So never mind.
Because now they have to create the connection between the written word as well as their sign language, because it's two different.
It's different. That's why I say when they talk to me, when they sign, then they write to me, I have to sign first, because they sign like what they write, like what they sign. If I sign school me go, that means you got to school me go. They assign like that, So, but I go to school. Our right language is in English is I go to school. They will say school go.
Wow. So
that's why they write school go. So you go to school go. Oh, okay, I go to school. So sometimes complex things you got to sign back. Oh, I got what trying to tell me. They sign like what they are writing. They write like what they're signing.
Oh, so because the grammar aspects of both languages is different.
That is what they are signing what they are writing is actually BIM. What they are signing. So it's their language. What I'm reading now is Bahasa, but it's not Bahasa. They are writing in terms of their signing, you see.
Wow.
So you got to train them that this is a living word. Always tell them that this word, the hearing people has more than you. You are the minority. So you got to learn and understand the hearing people's culture. Tell them that this is not your hearing world. You have to learn to adapt to their world.
All right.
But it's really, I really enjoy my job.
Yeah, because it sounds so interesting, because you're also teaching them Bahasa, English, at the same time, MSL.
BIM is okay. You see, when you're explaining, you're already using BIM.
Yeah, true.
Bahasa Isyarat Malaysia. We don't use Malaysia Sign Language,
Oh.
But because some other country has taken MSL, so we use Bahasa Isyarat Malaysia BIM.
Oh, so we are called BIM.
Bahasa Isyarat Malaysia.
Oh.
MSL, one of the country has taken. I cannot remember which country. So we are, because our deaf say, okay, we cannot use MSL, so they are now using BIM. So the whole world knows that BIM belongs to Malaysian deaf.
All right, interesting. This is so interesting. All right, so 1985, how did that start?
That started, I was a teacher.
Uh-huh.
And of course, at those days, our principal is Mr. Tan Yap, our late Mr. Tan Yap. Every holiday, he will organize a workshop for all the deaf throughout Malaysia. They will come, we'll go camp, we go for a camp, camp.
Yeah.
And then there, they have workshop, like training, leadership training and all this. Then we will be interpreting. That is where we had our training. We will be staying there for 3-4 days, and then we have during their times also, they have sports for the deaf. So we'll be interpreting for the speech lah. Of course, we are not at the stage lah, somewhere for the deaf, away lah. Those days, interpreters are not popular. Even now also, we will put somewhere lah, but but normally I would tell the RTM, I say, put me in a room,
Yes.
a room, better, quiet. Once I did at PWTC, there was a meeting, I think, a lot of minister was there. And they put me outside, everybody passing by,
Yeah,
so many people selfie with me when I'm interpreting,
it becomes a
distracting me.
Yeah.
And do you know, as an interpreter, it's not easy, whatever I
Understand.
hear,
You have to translate on the
I
spot.
got to let it go, I got
okay.
to let go for about 1 or 2 seconds for the speech to go on, to start first for about 1 or 2 seconds before it almost end. Then I got a meeting. And then my head will be processing here. Then when my hand comes out, then I'm still listening for the second sentence. This is coming out. So the moment people distract me, the whole thing pew, gone.
I was actually able to see you work once at Merdeka Parade.
Oh, yeah. At Putrajaya?
At Putrajaya. I saw the way you worked. I gotta tell you, your work is not easy. And I was very glad that you had your own room. No one was disturbing you. I was actually just watching you. Oh my God. Because I'm looking at you and I could see the way your eyes were. Like you were really focusing and you're pulling everything. Wow. It's very tough to be Tan Libi. That is for sure.
Yeah.
And you know what? Once we come back, we're going to take a very short break because I think there's a lot we're going to be talking about today. We're going to take a very short break. And once we come back, there is more to talk about because today we are talking to our very own sign language interpreter, Madam Tan Libi. And we're talking about silence speaks 1,000 words. Don't go anywhere. Very short break one.
Sounds beautiful. Controlling there.
All right, so very short break. We are back and we are talking to our Madam Tan Libi, our sign language interpreter. Silence speaks 1,000 words. 11:34 on the clock as of right now. Now, Madam, you said you never did have any formal training, but in the current generation, especially because you have colleagues as well right now who work alongside you, do they need any kind of training or certification to be a...
Most of the interpreter that I know today, they actually go for the basic classes. They go for sign language classes. But as for me, I never.
Yes, because you were one of the pioneers and you created methods that still are in use till today.
Even the mathematics, when I'm using, teaching mathematics is, you are not going to teach the deaf, raw 0, 0, and then minus 1, 1, 1, Of course, that is to make them understand the concept of minus, subtract, right?
Yes.
And then the concept of addition. So you got to say, this plus this together is how much? Normally I just do together. This like this pop is addition. So I have to teach them what is the meaning, the concept of addition and subtract and multiplication. So once they got this, when I go addition, I use finger. I invented my own at that time. So because I'm not going to allow them to draw. 1, 2, 3 plus 3, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of paper needed. So I train them using fingers. So like addition, subtraction, multiplication, all these are using finger very fast.
Understood.
And then division.
Division. How do you do that with fingers?
You have to ask them to memorize timetable. They have to be so good. Every day they come to school, never fail, line up everybody. Kali dua, so they'll sign. Kali dua, 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6, very fast. So then after that, Kali 4. So today I want you to memorize from Kali dua, tomorrow Kali 4. So tomorrow they come, they'll repeat again. From days and days, they repeat until it's registered in the mind. So the moment it's registered, so you give them a work, 2 times by 5, they immediately can tell you it's 10. I want them to that extent.
Because they no longer do the calculation, they just know.
Yes, got it. So once they got it, so it's easy for them to do division, right? So you just multiplication is like 10 here got 10, you see. So you then divide by 5. So you want 5 to 10, 2 10. So here 10, so it's 2. Here 2, put 2 here. So 10 is here, 10 here. So don't need to use paper.
Wow.
I invented, because when you love the children, you love your job, you want them to do the best. So, and one more thing is, I want my children to have a good memory that when they will be me as a teacher. I always tell them, I'm not your teacher, I'm your friend. So if I make a mistake, you tell me. True enough, they'll come and tell me, cikgu salah, cikgu salah. And then, yeah, sorry. So we are friends, As far as I'm concerned, I'm your teacher, but if I'm wrong, you tell me. If you're wrong, I'll tell you. So we actually share.
You create the positive environment for them.
Environment for them to enjoy the class.
Because I'm pretty sure once you have the loss of any sense, the world becomes very cruel. So you need someone on your corner, and madam, you are in their corner.
Yeah, of course, I started very cruel, I started very fierce. But that will be for 1 week until I have my certain rules and regulation. No stealing, no this, no that, no this, no that. So, of course, when you do it, I really have to punish you, for the first 1 or 2 weeks. After that, they get used to my method that I really don't mean it, but I mean it when you do a mistake.
Miss, that's the Asian way. All our mothers are like that.
But eventually, after that, I don't. But they will come and tell me I did it. I say, I'm happy. I'm happy you tell me. I won't punish you, but I'll tell you, I will advise you, don't do it again.
Understood.
So because they know that I don't like them to lie, so they won't lie.
Very good.
That's the most beautiful part of it.
And you're still doing it till today, aren't you?
I'm not a teacher anymore, but I used to give tuition, but I don't have the time now.
I do understand your work here and your work with all the other ministries as well.
Yeah, now because the ministries are calling me, You know why? Because now RTM, those days RTM got a lot of live telecast. Now the ministry, they will call me and interpret. It comes out live in YouTube.
Yes.
Live in YouTube, TikTok, whatever lah. Live. So they will call me directly instead of RTM. RTM unless PM lah, our Prime Minister.
The only person he wants is you.
That is during Muhyiddin. Yeah.
All right. So now let's talk about inspiration for you. What is your inspiration?
What is my inspiration? I, even though I'm an interpreter, but I still wanted the deaf to achieve their education in achieve a better education. Because until today, the deaf, their education is still very flat. So that's what I want for the deaf, so that they improve. You see, most of the deaf, they'll carry the newspaper with them, but you ask them to read, they only read a few words they can understand, but they wouldn't understand what it's all about. So this is what I want for them.
All right. So to change that for them to be able to get
to do better
further education, just like everyone else.
Their language is good, so they don't need an interpreter. They can read, right? Why do they need an interpreter? It will be better for them to read than to get an interpreter.
Yeah.
Unless they go for some official things lah.
Especially now with the current generation, transcribing is being done in real time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can do it there, and then there's a setting there you can do it. The moment you hear something, then you
transcribe
you just
the thing.
set it, and then the thing will come out in
yeah.
sentence.
We have closed captions for videos, transcribing for
you
speeches.
do it by yourself.
Yeah.
It seems the latest they have is the even the hearing.
Yes.
The earplug. They can actually do the translation for you. I don't know whether it's true or not.
It is true, because I was talking to single-sided deafness to an audiologist yesterday. He said that technology is available. You just have to link your phone, let the phone listen at the same time, so you can also, your earpiece will work as the microphone, and your phone will transcribe in real time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, technology is here now.
Oh, okay.
So I think your want, which is for our children as well as some of our adults, to be able to start to read faster.
Yes, if they really their language is good. Let's say if they have a good language, they can achieve in school, right? So for them reading is not a problem.
Absolutely.
So right, which is better for them. That by reading all the time, they can even improve their English and their Bahasa.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, talking about sign languages, what are some misconceptions about it?
Misconception. A lot of people think that when you interpret, it's so easy, because you listen and interpret. They didn't know that what we actually do is we have to listen and understand the whole thing and come out in using the deaf language.
Yeah, because you need the context.
No, everybody, what they do is they talk by, I just listen, I interpret every word, that's all.
It doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work that way.
Because if you just start, like for instance, even our bahasa, if you interpret it word by word, it's going to mean a different thing.
A different thing. Yes.
Yeah, you need the entire context.
See, like I menjalankan, saya berjalan. It's different meaning. Different in the, you see, jalan. Jalan you see when I'm teaching, I will say jalan, there are two meaning, One is you jalan and the other is jalan. The jalan raya, then you go, oh, then you say, oh, yeah. So when you want to get which one is actually, you read the sentence, then you know which one you take. Jalan itu besar. It cannot be you jalan besar. Cannot. It has to be the road is big. And then saya menjalankan kerja. You are not jalan kerja, you jalan kerja, no, kerja, I can understand, but saya menjalankan kerja is a different meaning. I work.
Yes.
I'm working. Yeah,
True.
right. It's different. So you got to. So one word itself, you have to really teach them. Okay, jalan. You
the
make
multiple meanings.
two arrow there. One is road, and the other one is walk, and the other one with the imbuhan menjalankan. Then you say it's another meaning. Saya menjalankan. And then berjalan also another different meaning. So you have to explain to them differently. One word itself you got to take. Sometimes to explain one word, like those days, I still remember the first word I was teaching. Perkhidmatan.
Okay.
To teach perkhidmatan is not easy. You got to say, okay, you go to a restaurant, you sit down, and the lady will come and serve you, and then, okay, what do you want to eat? And start writing down. This is a service. Then you sign. And then you got to say, you go to the plane, to the counter, you want to buy ticket. Then you ask her, I want to buy ticket. The lady is serving you. This is also perkhidmatan. So it's not one explanation. You got to explain so many things, And then to explain one word, it takes you half an hour sometimes.
Wow. And that's the thing. I just realized something. You are not only translating, you are transliterating.
Transliterating. I'm not transliterating.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. You are translating. Yeah.
That's why I say you have to understand the content.
That's
why if I don't understand the content, if I'm going to tell you, your case is DNA, for instance, your case is DNA. I say your case, you can just spell case, DNA. The devil look at you, DNA. But
they don't know what
don't
that
know
is.
What is that. So like for me, I'll tell you, I will explain what is the meaning of DNA. Kamu dilepaskan tanpa dibebaskan. Kamu dibebaskan tanpa dilepaskan. You say the meaning is today, because the IO is not here. One time sudah pop tak datang. And then the case is postponing all the time. So your lawyer tell the judge there. That's always I make a lot of noise when I'm interpreting. Noise got no meaning.
It's just for your expression.
It's my expression. So I say you keep. I did it in court also. I make noise and I don't know. Maybe that's my style. So then now your lawyer say your lawyer say cannot. You're wasting time. You're wasting my client's time. Your time. You come here so many times. So you ask you to DNA. DNA that means means you bebaskan. Tapi next time kalau dia polis panggil, you must come back. Understand? Okay.
Wow.
That's all lah. Then you got to tell. Actually, like you say, like one jaminan. There's no sign for one jaminan. I invented my own.
Wow.
I invented my own. How to sign? There's no sign. There's no sign. One
in BIM.
No, BIM also no sign, because there are many in like in our English we have Oxford dictionary, so take so many words. But for deaf, there's a lot of words, but you have to understand the meaning. So like me, how I sign jaminan, one jaminan. So I got a picture of money. Picture is money, a lot of money there. I say now the DPP say you have to pay one jaminan, about 2K lah, 2,000 lah. I'll write 2,000. I'll write 2,000. I say here. So your one put here. You put here. And then I ask the court interpreter, give me a piece of paper or whatever paper you have lah. So you give. Then you go to call your bapa or mak, panggil, sign, penjamin, sign, and then one simpan here. Then only you can go back. Then the next time you must come. Kalau you datang, pop, you run away. You don't come the next time. This money, the cop, no money. Understand? The cop will take the money, confiscate the money because you didn't come.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you are free. You still have to come because you don't understand. And I explain because you don't want to stay in the jail. So you pay this one jaminan, then you can go back. So this is money. Then I put it here. keep here only.
Understood.
So it's not easy. There's no sign. So you have to think of a way to interpret, think of a way to make them understand.
And it is time consuming as well. You take time to make them understand.
To do this, it takes me to do a case for me. A normal interpreter take about 5 minutes. I take half an hour. Sometimes even take 45 minutes. So when I don't have time, I say I cannot do it because sometimes I have other case. That I have to go. So I told the judge, I said, can you postpone it? Because my heart is not here anymore. I don't like to do things that I'm rushing.
Half-hearted and
half-hearted. I want to do it full-hearted. Then they say, okay, I start now. Okay, you start now. I can. Then,
not bad.
Yeah,
Madam, you can also ask the judge to either make it faster or go slower. Not too bad.
No choice. You have no choice. I want to do my best. Then the judge will be looking at me. It's not an easy job. If I'm at your age, I don't think I can do it. No, you can still move and run up and down. Just the word pengawasan, because you go to court. The word pengawasan, the meaning of pengawasan.
Yeah.
For normal people also, some don't understand.
Yeah.
Don't say the deaf lah, Pengawasan. So you don't say pengawasan, you pengawasan 2 tahun, you think the deaf understand. Don't understand. Just I need a photograph of a police station. I need a house. You go to the house and I got a calendar to say, okay, this month, after this you're released, you'll be lepaskan daripada penjara, so you balik. So at this date. So morning you wake up. So you want to go, you got motorbike or not? You got car or not? Don't have. Okay, walk. So the police station is there. I got the police to act with me. Police got to act with me. I will ask permission from the court. I say, bolehkah mahkamah benarkan seorang pegawai polis untuk berlakon dengan saya bagi pengawasan. So then I will go lah, and then I pack my motorbike. I go in. I say, Then I will sign my name. I say, show me sign. I'll teach the police what to do lah. Then give me a pen. Mana? Oh, here. Okay, sign. Then ask me to give me a bekas. Then ambil urine lah. So after urine, then the police officer will test. Good. Oh, I say thank you. Bye. You go back. So I got to, in between, I got to explain the terms. When you're under pengawasan, you cannot go anywhere. You cannot go to KL for a holiday, melawat. You cannot go somewhere else, but then cannot. You got to stay here. Then you got to come. If you don't come, you'll be, the police will come and catch you.
Understood. It is a tough
job. It takes a long time, at least 15 minutes long.
And thank you for taking the time to be here today, though, because I know this is a very big chunk out of your busy work day. But you know what? We are really running short on time right now. So I got one more question, which is very, very important.
Yes.
Please do talk to us about your recent AMN.
Oh, surprise. Actually, it was a surprise. When I talk about this, I feel like crying, Never expect all these things. It was a surprise, and to tell you frankly, I don't expect all these things, And because the people who actually recommended me is somebody from the Istana. And, for them, for a hearing person and somebody who's a Dato' to actually nominated my name is something very great, It's an honor, So, of course, to me, I say it's nothing, but I have to say it's great.
But it is a recognition of your service.
Yes.
And your service, because your service is 45 years long.
Yes.
And it has been to the whole nation. You've been seen by almost everyone. Everyone
even
can recognize.
You're born, right?
Yeah, I've seen you since I was watching TV1, TV2. Whenever my father turns on the news back then, I've seen you. I've seen you at Istana programs. I've seen you at even Merdeka programs. I've seen you everywhere. And I think you are more than deserving of this award.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's why I have to tell everyone, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Even TikTok says the same thing. Najib Nawi also extends his congratulations to you about this wonderful award that you are truly deserving of. And thank you for putting, what is truly important for, right now, bridging the gap between those who have the capability to speak, to listen, and also for those who cannot listen but are really trying to come up in life as well. Thank you for doing that for all of us.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you so much for inviting me here. And can I say something to this Dato' Azwan?
Okay, by all means.
He's actually the Dato' apa? I cannot forget. He's the Dato' Paduka. Maharajalela Istana. He was the one who actually sent my photograph. I mean, he took the trouble to call me to tell me that, and to the Tuanku, and he said that it's time to give her award. Thank you.
Very well deserving. Thank you so much, Madam
so
Tan Libi. We hope to have you again in the future.
Thank you. I hope so.
Will do. If we can catch you, because you're so busy.
Actually, I'm working tonight, but I've forgotten about it. I missed out. So I'm actually going for I'm also a TG, tourist guide.
Oh, wow. Is there anything that you don't do?
I always believe keep another basket, if you have.
Yeah, never put all your eggs in one basket.
Yes.
Yeah. But this basket of yours will never break. That's for sure.
As long as I'm healthy.
You will be healthy all the time. Don't worry about
Thank
it.
you so much. This is what I want. It's not money or anything, but I want health. Health is my wealth.
And they always say prayers go a long way.
Yes,
and
yes.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people have prayed for you.
Thank you so much, everybody out there. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting me all this while. Even though you're normal, you're still there watching me every day, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Madam Tan Libi. And you know what? They will say silence speaks 1,000 words, but I think you have already
That's
said a
beautiful.
million. You have said more than a million for all of us. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
And to all our listeners, that was Madam Tan Libi, our sign language interpreter who has done way more for the sign language community in Malaysia. So with that, it's about time I said goodbye. We had so much to talk that I even actually forgot to put a break today. But no worries. This is a very important topic for all of us. Right now, it's back to more music. We will be back in the next hour. Don't go anywhere.